Hello and welcome to Somerville Highlander Baseball on Somerville Ed TV. I'm Todd Harmon, and today the Highlanders step out of their GBL schedule to take on the Cambridge Ringe and Latin Falcons. So I'm looking around, I don't see a picket fence, but there feels like there may be a battle today at Trum Field as Cambridge comes in to face off against the Highlanders. Cambridge comes in with a record of 2-3 overall. Of course, these two teams faced off 2 times last year, and they split those 2 meetings as Cambridge was able to win here at Trum Field by the score of 4-3. That game is available, archived on our YouTube channel of Somerville Ed TV. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, mash those buttons for us. In addition to that, over in Cambridge last season, the Highlanders were able to get the victory over the Falcons late in the season. That helped the Highlanders to get to 500 and get into the playoffs. Both teams made the playoffs last year. Both teams had identical 10-10 records at the end of the season last year, and both teams lost in the qualifying round. Of course, Highlander fans remember the 11-13 loss to Marblehead in last year's playoffs. That, of course, also available here on Somerville Ed TV's YouTube channel. Of course, the Highlanders come in undefeated in the GBL, 6-0 in the GBL, 6-2 overall, as they lost a heartbreaker to Peabody last week, a 2-1 loss against Peabody. Noah Brown taking the loss in that game. A walk-off triple won the game for Peabody. Speaking to head coach O'Donnell about that game, the Highlanders just had the opportunities, had players on base, just weren't able to cash them in. Highlanders coming off a big victory over Revere. On the mound for the Highlanders today is going to be Colin Bourne, as Bourne gets the call. Ian pitched yesterday, got the win against Revere, and Colin will start things off here against Oliver Hinkie, as it will be Hinkie, Milner, and Thomas leading off the top of the lineup here for the Falcons. We are underway as the first pitch from Colin is up high for ball 1 to Oliver Hinkie. Hinkie, the right fielder for the Falcons. That pitch catches the outside. Strike 1, 1 ball, 1 strike. Now the count to Hinkie. Highlanders undefeated in the GBL, can't seem to get the win outside the GBL, losing to Mystic Valley as well as Peabody. So looking for their first non-GBL victory here against Cambridge. That's a curve, catches the inside, strike 2, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Now the count to Hinkie. Highlanders in first place in the GBL, undefeated at 6-0. Game against Chelsea coming up tomorrow. They can go 7-0 undefeated through the first half of the GBL season. That pitch inside, ball 1, or ball 2, I should say, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now the count. Now that pitch got past the catcher for the Highlanders. Highlanders have behind the plate Robbie Larkin, as Graham Ross is undergoing a planned medical procedure. He will be back in a few weeks, so hurry back, Graham. Need you behind the plate. That gets Robbie Larkin back there with the pads on, as that one's fouled back into the screen by Hinkie. Count will remain 2 balls, 2 strikes. Larkin, of course, used to wearing the pads, was the goalie for the hockey Highlanders. So that's a chopper towards second. Taken easily there by Griffin as he fires it over to Bourne, and on the 4-3 putout, that's the first out of the game. That'll bring up Cossie Milner. Milner, second baseman for the Falcons. Talk about those hockey Highlanders. Also Preston Ardolino on the lineup for the baseball team. A couple hockey stalwarts there got to the playoffs this past season, as that is popped up short right field. Going out, trying to get to it, unable to get it is Griffin, as that will drop in. The goal of the game is hit it where they ain't, and that's what Cossie Milner just did. as he bloops a single into right field. Cambridge has something cooking here in the first inning, one away. And that'll bring up Jason Thomas. That one catches the outside for strike one to Thomas. Thomas batting .417 on the season. He's got 3 doubles as well. Best offensive player for Cambridge so far this season. As that is a ball. Gets past Larkin, back to the screen, so Milner will take second base on that pass ball. Something the Highlanders have to be concerned about today without Graham Ross behind the plate. Bourne checks the runner at second. That's Hinkie. That's a line shot into left field. Coming on and making a beautiful stop there is Sean Fusco. And then he doubles him off of second base. The sliding catch by Fusco. And the Highlanders are out of the inning with a double play. We'll go to the bottom half of the first inning here from Trum Field on Somerville TV. We are back at Trum Field, bottom half of the first inning after a tremendous defensive play out in left field by Sean Fusco. The Highlanders will be coming to the plate to start their offensive portion of the game. Leadoff man Robbie Larkin, followed by Preston Ardolino and Ian Bourne. Coming up for the Highlanders, they will be facing off against the lefty Henry Carter. Carter coming off a 4-inning outing and a victory against Lowell last week, carrying a 2.33 ERA. So he will face off against the Highlanders. Highlanders offense has been hit and miss this season. Hit well yesterday against Revere, 17-0 was the victory. Difficult times against Peabody, did not get the critical hits they needed in the 2-1 loss, and of course a good victory here against Lynn Classical. We have that available for you here on Somerville Ed TV, as well as that first offering from Carter is left up high. Ball 2 to Larkin. 2 balls, no strikes. Now the count to Robbie Larkin. Larkin had a great game against Lynn Classical here in that GBL matchup last week. So he went 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs, a run scored, and a stolen base. Swing and a miss there from Larkin out ahead of that one. As Carter took a little bit off it. 2 balls and a strike now to Larkin. Pitch down low. Ball 3, 3 balls and a strike now. The count to Robbie Larkin. Carter on the verge of putting the Highlander leadoff man on. That's a line shot into center field. Settling underneath it and making the play is Jason Thomas. So on the fly out, that's the first out of the inning, brings Preston Ardolino to the plate. Ardolino having an excellent offensive season, being moved up in the lineup from the number 4 slot to the number 2 slot. Good pitch there from Carter, catches that outside. No balls and a strike now to Ardolino. 1 away here, bottom half of the first inning, scoreless here from Trum Field. As Carter winds and delivers the curveball. Stays inside for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, now the count to Ardolino. That's a fly ball once again, center field, ranging back for it is Thomas. Looks like he's got a bead on it. He does and makes the catch.
Now batting
2 at-bats, 2 flyouts to center. That'll bring the lefty Ian Bourne up. Head coach Robert Merrill adjusting the outfielders, getting them further back for Ian Bourne, pushing his right fielder back a bit. As the curveball is in there for strike 1 from Carter. Carter starts off Bourne with the breaker. Lefty on lefty matchup here as the fastball's left up high. Ball 1, 1 ball, 1 strike. Now the count to Bourne. 2 away here, bottom of the first. Highlanders, Falcons. Beautiful day for baseball here at Trum Field. Not a cloud in the sky. As the fastball stays low and away. Ball 2, 2 balls and a strike now to Bourne. Waiting on Tucker Cali. Cali's been very hot. He had 2 hits and a 3-run shot yesterday against Revere. That's high fly ball into right field, ranging back, not able to catch up to it as it's going to get into the softball outfield. Bourne's around second, motoring into third. Stand-up triple for Ian Bourne as the Highlanders got something cooking here in the first. That'll bring up Tucker Cali, like I said yesterday against Revere. Cali with a 3-run Jimmy Jack at Revere. See if that hot hitting for Tucker continues. Highlanders a go-ahead run at third, 2 away here. Bottom of the first, fastball. Nice location, outside and low. Taken for strike 1. Nothing Cali could have done if he had swung at that one. Bourne stands at third. Carter will kick and deliver. That's a blooper that's going to drop in. No, goodness gracious, what a play out and right by Oliver Hinkey. As the first inning has been ended for both teams with tremendous outfield plays. Fusco for the Highlanders, Hinkey for the Falcons. We'll be back for the second inning here on Somerville Ed TV. We are back here at Trum Field, top half of the second inning, tied at 0s. And the reason why we're tied at 0s is some tremendous defense on both sides. Sean Fusco, the left fielder for the Highlanders, ended the inning for Cambridge in the first with a great sliding catch. And then Sean Hinkey, or Oliver Hinkey, I should say, committed the same feat with a runner on third. And was able to get him out of the inning with a beautiful catch in right. So Che Santos will lead off here in the top half of the second inning. First offering from Colin Bourne in there for a called strike on the fastball. No balls and a strike. Now the count to Santos. That pitch outside. Ball 1, 1 ball and 1 strike to Santos. Falcons had their opportunity as they had a runner on second. When Jason Thomas lined into left field, Fusco came in, made the sliding grab, and doubled up the runner Milner off of second base. So that pitch down low, ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. Now the count to Santos. That swung on, knocked back into the screen, evens the count at 2s. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Definitely different from last year's game here at Trum. Multiple unearned runs in that game, multiple passed balls, wild pitches. Highlanders took the lead on a mishandled pickoff attempt to third base, and then Cambridge was able to take the lead on a passed ball, or tie the game on a passed ball. And then they took the lead on a triple by Jaden Ballou. Ballou will be batting third in this inning. As Santos hit that one back into the screen once again. Count stays 2 balls, 2 strikes. tremendous defensive plays that we've already seen today from Hinkie out in right, from Fusco out in left. As this one's popped up down the right field line, looks like it's going to get out of play into the bleachers, and it does. Count stays 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out here. Bottom of the first, scoreless tie from Trum. As the Falcons of Cambridge are in town. Curveball catches it for call. Strike 3, first strikeout of the game there for Colin Bourne. That'll bring up Joel Rojas Cruz. Rojas Cruz, the catcher for Cambridge. As Joel steps in, swing and a miss on the fastball. Blew that one right past Joel. No balls and a strike now. That's a hot shot. Ardolino has some trouble with it. He'll fire over, and he's able to stick with it and get the 6-3 put out. Good job there by Preston Ardolino as he knocked that one down, stayed on top of it, wasn't able to cleanly grip it out of the glove, stayed on it and showed off his arm as he fired it across for the out. That'll bring up Jaden Ballou. Ballou was a Highlander killer last year here at Trum Field, going 3 for 4, game-winning RBI triple in the 7th inning of that game. Also scored a run in that game. Pitch was in the dirt. Another pitch down low. No balls, 2 strikes. Now the count to Ballou. Some hitters just love hitting in certain ballparks. Ballou really enjoyed Trum last season. See if that carries over to this year. That one's outside, ball 3 now. Different Bourne on the mound for this start. Last year it was Ian on the mound as he took the complete game loss. Now Colin on the mound. As that is 4 straight balls to Ballou. He is on. That'll bring up Steph Alexandrov. Throw over to first. Ballou is back safely. Alexandrov had a huge game-winning RBI against Concord Carlisle to get Cambridge their first victory of the year. As Ballou leads away. Bourne delivers down low. Ball 1. Got the first battery face this inning with a called strike 3. 5 straight balls since that point from Colin Bourne. As Alexandrov up in the count, 1 ball, no strikes. Wind picking up here, blowing in from left field. Ballou is away. Throw down is late. Stolen base for Jaden Ballou. Pitch was in there for a called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Now the count to Alexandrov. Now Ballou stands at second, the go-ahead run for the Falcons. Swing and a miss at the curveball. Looked uncomfortable with that swing. 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Alexandrov. Attempting to try that curveball again. He looked completely befuddled by that one. Go ahead run in scoring position is Ballou at second. Bourne checks him. Fastball catches the outside corner, called strike 3, and that will do it for the Falcons here in the top half of the second. We'll be back for the bottom half of the second here on Somerville Ed TV. We are back here at Trum Field as the Highlanders will have coming to bat numbers 5, 6, and 7 in their lineup. Max Barish, Noah Brown, and Colin Bourne. They'll face off against Henry Carter. Highlanders hit Carter well. 2 strong flyouts to center field, a triple by Ian Bourne to right, and then a line shot by Tucker Cowley. Played beautifully by Oliver Hinkey to end the inning. See if the Highlanders can continue getting that good contact as Barish looks at called strike 1 to start the bottom half of this second. That one's up high and outside, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, now the count to Max Barish. Highlanders were able to have good contact against Carter throughout that first inning. See if that carries over here. As Barish hits the chopper, might be a tough play. Milner fires it over, and that's going to be an error. Tough play for Milner there as he tried to toss that one over. Got past Brennan. Just a little chopper there. Milner had to charge, could not quite make the play, so Max Barish stands at first base. Noah Brown comes up to the plate for the Highlanders. Brown took that loss against Peabody. Preston Ardolino, I mentioned his arm last half inning on that throw from shortstop. He got the start against Peabody. Pitched very, very well. Highlanders looking for that number 3 piece. Brown, Ardolino, they've all gotten out on the mound. The 2 Bournes at the top of the rotation. And that one's in there for called strike 1 to Brown. No balls and a strike to Noah Brown. Max Barish is at first. Highlanders like to be very aggressive on the base pass. Of course, the lefty on the mound, Henry Carter, he can keep an eye on him, but he doesn't care. He's going to head away, and he's going to have a stolen base. It gets by the second baseman, but it's fielded out in center well by Ballou. Stolen base goes to Barish. So the Highlanders have the go-ahead run in scoring position. Pitch was a ball, so that evens the count. 1 ball, 1 strike to Noah Brown. That one's down low, ball 2, 2 balls and a strike now to Brown. Barish stands at second. Go ahead run for the Highlanders here in the scoreless tie in the bottom half of the second. Nobody holding Barish on. That's a pop-up on the infield. Coming over to make the play is Milner. And Barish stays at second, so Brown pops out. That'll bring up the pitcher Colin Bourne, looking to help his own cause with a go-ahead run at second base. One away here. As Carter, his fastball is inside. Ball 1 now to Bourne. Max Barish stands at second. Led off the inning, reaching first base on an error by the second baseman Milner. And Brown popped out to second. Inside for ball 2 to Bourne. Bourne, an excellent contact hitter. Had a run of over 50 at-bats last year without a strikeout. With that go-ahead run at second, he can really help his cause. So that's down in the dirt. Barish thought about going for it, but nice job behind the plate by Joel Rojas Cruz. As Rojas Cruz was able to block that one, keep it in front of him, prevent Barish from advancing to third. Makes the count 3 balls, no strikes now to Bourne. That one's up high, ball 4. So Bourne reaches base on the free pass. It'll bring up Sean Fusco. Fusco made that tremendous play out in left field to double off, to make the catch and double off the runner from second to get the Highlanders out of that top half of the first inning. Now he has the opportunity here with 2 runners on and 1 away for the Highlanders to get the lead. Fusco, in 3 plate appearances against Lynn Classical, reached base 2 of those 3 plate appearances, 1 by virtue of a walk, 1 by a hit by pitch. He also scored a run in that game. Only Highlander in that Lynn Classical game not to get a hit, though, was Fusco. Coming up from the junior varsity roster. Injuries and illness has caused him to be brought up. Danny Griffin struggling with some illness. As Fusco squared around a bunt. That pitch was up high for ball 1 as he pulled the bat back. Conversation amongst the umpires to see whether he offered at it. No, he did not. That's what they're checking. So it is ball 1, 1 ball, no strikes. Now to Sean Fusco. Barish at second, Bourne at first. 1 away here, bottom of the second. Fusco taking there on the fastball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Now the count to Sean Fusco. Carter has been hit hard, but Highlanders have been hitting it right at him. So that pitch outside, ball 2. Of course, the Highlanders 2 runners on here without virtue of a base hit. Cambridge head coach Robert Merrill had spoken to me about their difficulty with fielding. They've allowed a lot of unearned runs this season. Opportunity here for the Highlanders to force one across after the error allowed Barish on. Fusco, good eye there. Pitches outside, ball 3. 3 balls and a strike now to Sean Fusco. So the Highlanders have runners on first and second, 1 away, bottom half of the second inning, scoreless tie. That's up high. Fusco works the walk. Bases are filled up with Highlanders as Tom Griffin will come to the plate. Griffin, another younger player, brought in due to injuries and illnesses. Griffin was 1 for 3 against Lynn Classical here last week. So that pitch, fastball, catches the inside for strike 1. No balls and a strike now to Tom Griffin. Highlanders with the bases filled, 1 away, bottom half of the second inning of a scoreless tie. Max Barish is at third. Colin Bourne at second. Sean Fusco at first. Griffin at the plate. Watches ball 1 inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Now the count to Griffin. Highlanders looking to get the lead here. Trying to secure their first non-GBL victory of the year. So that one's left up high. Tried to add some velocity there, just didn't quite bring it down. 2 balls and a strike now to Griffin. It's Carter struggling with his control a bit. He's walked 2. Leadoff runner Barish got on by an error. As that's inside, ball 3. So Carter down in the count, 3 balls and a strike. To the Highlander number 9 hitter Tom Griffin. Highlanders have the opportunity to turn the lineup over here and get the top of the lineup up with runners on, as that is left up high, ball 4, 3 straight walks, and the Highlanders have the lead 1-0 here in the bottom half of the second inning. Not only that, but also Robbie Larkin will come to the plate. Larkin hit one into center field. Jason Thomas was able to field that one. Got good contact in the first inning as he led off the game with that fly out to center. Bases loaded now for Larkin as that pitch left up high for ball one. Really now struggling with his control is Carter. Highlanders with the bases loaded, one away, bottom half of the second. They've gotten one across on the bases loaded walk by Carter. That's a fly ball, right field, ranging back, looking for it is Hinkie. That's going to be deep enough to score the run, though. As Bourne comes in to score, Fusco takes third. Highlanders lead 2-0 after the sacrifice fly by Robbie Larkin. Fusco now stands at third. Griffin is at first. And Preston Ardolino comes to the plate. Ardolino also got really good contact. His first time seeing Carter in the first inning. Flew out to center field. That pitch inside. Chased Ardolino out of the batter's box for ball one. 1 ball, no strikes. Now the count 2 away here. Bottom half of the second inning. Highlanders leading 2-0 after the bases loaded walk and the sac fly. Ian Bourne stands on deck for the Highlanders. So Carter does not want to lose Ardolino. Bourne already 1 for 1 on the day with a triple. He was left stranded at third due to the tremendous play by Hinkie and Wright in the first. Highlanders have runners on the corner, 2 runs in already, 2 away here. As that was a nice pitch there, catching the outside to Ardolino. 1 ball, 1 strike, now the count. Good conversation had there by Joel Rojas Cruz with his pitcher, Henry Carter, who's been struggling with his control. Pitch by Carter, took a little bit off there. Ardolino out ahead of it. Strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, now the count. Carter really would love to get Ardolino right here, not let number 23, Ian Bourne, get to the plate with runners on base. He's up. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 away here. Runner is away from first. Ardolino, the chopper to third. Ballou will make the play, but he can't make the throw as it's deep in the hole. Probably a good idea to hold on to it, but Fusco will come in to score. And the Highlanders have runners on first and second after Ardolino was able to get that shot. Infield single deep in the hole. I mentioned a good idea by Ballou not to throw that ball, because if he had, it could have been off target, could have been misplayed. Highlanders could have easily gotten moved up on the base paths. As Bourne up to plate. That gets past Rojas Cruz, and the runners will advance. You see why head coach Merrill was talking about the defense and how they've struggled with their execution defensively. Now they're going to walk Bourne. The intentional pass will load the bases up for Tucker Cali. Which, when you think about how Bourne hits, that's a good idea, but when you bear in mind that Tucker Cali coming off a game with 2 hits and a 3-run Jimmy Jack, I don't know. Tucker's been hot. He also hit that shot into right that Hinkie made the great play on. That's a fastball inside to Cali for ball 1. Highlanders 1 batter away from batting around here in the bottom of the second. They've got 3 runs across. 3-0 is the Highlander lead. The bases are filled with Highlanders. Tucker Cali at the plate with 2 away. It's Carter. That one down the left field line will stay fair. It does, as it drops in front of Santos. 1 Highlander run is in. 2 Highlander runs are in. And everybody's safe on the base paths as Ian Bourne slides into third. It is a 5-0 Highlander lead. Tucker Cali continues his hot hitting with the double into left field. And we will have a pitching change as Oliver Hinkie will come in from right field to pitch. Carter will go out into center. And Thomas will shift over to right field. We'll be back after Hinkie takes his warm-up pitches. Highlanders leading 5-0, bottom half of the second inning here on Somerville Ed TV. We are back here at Trum Field as Max Barish will step up to the plate. He led off the bottom half of the second inning, getting on base by virtue of an error by second baseman Milner. Came around to score the first Highlander run. New pitcher on the mound is Oliver Hinkie, as the lefty leaves that first offering outside for ball one. Highlanders have 2 runners on. So they've got Ian Bourne at third base. He was intentionally walked, and Tucker Calley with a 2 RBI double stands at second. Hinkie's second offering to Barish is in there for a called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike now the count to Max Barish. Highlanders have busted it open here in the bottom of the second, leading 5-0. It's 2 away as Hinkie's looking to get the Falcons out of this inning. A pitch down low, ball 2. 2 balls and a strike to Barish. Hinkie looks in for a signal. That's up high, swung on and missed by Barish. Evens the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes. 3 walks in the inning for Henry Carter. 4 walks if you include the intentional pass to Ian Bourne. And that's what spelled doom for his start today, as Carter's been moved out to center field. Jason Thomas has moved from center to right. And that is called strike 3 as Oliver Hinkie comes in and gets Max Barish, but the Highlanders do the damage as they put 5 across in the bottom of the second. We go to the top of the third. Highlanders leading 5-0 here from Trum Field on Somerville Ed TV. We are back here at Trum Field. Highlanders stake themselves to a 5-0 lead in the bottom half of the second. We move to the top of the third as Colin Bourne ready to face off against numbers 8, 9, and 1 of the Falcons. Pat Brennan stepping in, swinging and missing at the first offering from Colin Bourne. Oh, 1 delivery from Bourne. Curveball in there for called strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes. Now the count to Pat Brennan. Oh, 2 curveball. Left it just outside. Ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Now the count to Pat Brennan. Highlanders breaking this open in the bottom half of the second inning. The walk was what helped them. A swing and a miss. And Larkin will fire it down. On the drop, 3rd strike for the putout to secure the first out of the inning. That'll bring up the number 9 hitter, Desmond Silas. He is the DH. Close the book on Falcon starter Henry Carter, 1 2/3 innings, 3 hits, 5 runs. I'd have to get with the official score to see how many of those runs were earned. 4 walks, no strikeouts. As you can see from those numbers, the walk was the undoing. That first pitch from Bourne is a ball. 1 ball, no strike. Now the count to Desmond Silas. Swing and a miss by Silas. Count evens, 1 ball, 1 strike. So the Highlanders have taken the 5-0 lead. Big important game here for the Highlanders, not only as a Division II playing a Division I team, but a Division I playoff qualifier from last year. And bearing in mind that on Friday, as that's fouled into the screen on the first base side, Bearing in mind that on Friday the 26th, the MIAA rankings come out. So you can check out MIAA.net. Beginning on Friday, you can see where the Highlanders rank in all the spring sports. Of course, we have coverage of the spring sports here on Somerville EdTV throughout the season. Bourne looks in, 1 ball, 2 strike. Delivery is outside, ball 2, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now the count to Desmond Silas. One away here, top half of the third. Highlanders lead 5-0. Curveball in there for Cole. Strike 3. Old Uncle Charlie sent Desmond back to the dugout. And that'll bring up Oliver Hinkie. Hinkie grounded out to second base to lead off the game. Started the game in right field. Now he's on the mound for the Falcons as he came in relief of Henry Carter. Bourne down 2 strikeouts in this inning. That's a chopper towards first. Ian Bourne will take it unassisted, and that will do it. 1, 2, 3, go the Falcons, and we go to the bottom of the third. Highlanders leading this one 5-0 on Somerville EdTV. We are back here at Trum Field, moving to the bottom half of the third inning. Highlanders leading the Falcons by the score of 5-0 as Noah Brown will come to the plate. Leading off here in the bottom of the third, Brown pops this one up. I was about ready to say he popped out last inning, and he pops out as well this inning. This time to the pitcher. Last time it was to the second baseman. 0 for 2 on the day for Noah Brown. That'll bring up Colin Bourne. Bourne walked and came around to score as he was the first walk given away by Henry Carter. First of 4 last inning that helped the Highlanders get their 5-run lead. Oliver Hinkie on the mound now leaves that one short of the plate for ball 1. Hinkie came on, got a called third strike to Max Barish to get the Falcons out of the inning in the bottom of the second. Highlanders had already gotten the 5-0 lead though. Colin Bourne on the mound for the Highlanders today. Probably really appreciates those 5 runs. Would love to add to them here. As that was let down low, ball 2, 2 balls, no strikes. Now the count to Colin Bourne, 1 away here, bottom half of the third. That one's popped up here, first base side. That's out on the street. 2 balls and a strike. Now the count. That's a line shot right at me. Right over my head. I don't have a glove. Evens the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes. One away here, bottom of the third. Highlanders leading 5-0. Colin Bourne, the beneficiary on the mound for the Highlanders, at the plate right now. Oliver Hinkie on in relief. Just was able to tip that curveball well out ahead of it. Staying alive at the plate is Colin Bourne. As I noted, Colin, one of the better contact hitters for the Highlanders last year, had over 50 at-bats at one stretch without a strikeout. Swing and a miss there. Might have jinxed him, and might have also had something to do with the hot, spicy mustard that Oliver Hinkie just threw. So he blew that one right by Colin. That's 2 away here, bottom of the third. It'll bring up Sean Fusco. Fusco has had an eventful day. So he's come up once again from the JV roster to play on the varsity squad. Tremendous defensive play out in left to end the first inning for Cambridge. As he doubled off a runner from second after making a beautiful catch. That in there. 4-strike 1 from Hinkie, 0-1 the count to Fusco. Then Fusco received the second walk from Carter and came around to score as the curveball gets in there, strike 2. Hinkie starting to get comfortable out there on the mound. No balls, 2 strikes, now the count to Sean Fusco. Out ahead of that one, swung on and missed. As Rojas Cruz will throw it down to complete the strikeout. Hinkie's got 3 strikeouts in his 1 1/3 innings of work. We move to the top half of the 4th inning. Highlanders lead this one 5-0 for Trum Field on Somerville TV. We are back at Trum Field. Highlanders leading 5-0 as we move to the top half of the 4th inning. It will be batters 2, 3, and 4 for the Falcons facing off against Colin Bourne. Bourne allowed a base hit in the 1st inning and a walk in the 2nd. Got the Falcons 1, 2, 3 in the 3rd is his first pitch in the dirt to Cassie Milner for ball 1. Milner is the guy who got that hit back in the 1st inning as he blooped a single down the right field line that fell down in between the charging right fielder Noah Brown, as well as Griffin and Bourne coming from 2nd and 1st. Swing and a miss there for Milner as Bourne ratcheted up the velocity. 1 ball, 1 strike, now the count to Milner. Curveball in there. Called strike 2. Bourne has been using that curve to great effect as he's getting a better feel for it as he gets further into this game. Had 2 strikeouts in the 2nd, 2 strikeouts in the 3rd. That is just outside. Ball 2, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now the count to Milner. Milner looked like for a second there he thought he was heading back to the dugout. Nobody out here, top half of the 4th inning. Highlanders leading 5-0. Bourne kicks, delivers the fastball outside, runs it full to Milner. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Bourne steps off the rubber. Three-two offering, curveball just misses for ball 4. Second walk of the game for Bourne. As Milner, good eye there. He will be at first. Milner advanced to 2nd back in the 1st inning on a passed ball and then was doubled up off of 2nd base after Fusco made the tremendous catch out in left. He made that tremendous catch off the bat of Jason Thomas, who is the most dangerous Falcon in the lineup. He is up to bat right now, and that catches the outside, changed it up a little bit on him there. Looks like Cohen's got pretty much the same repertoire as Ian. Fastball, changeup, curveball. Checks Milner at first. Nobody out here. Top half of the 4th. Milner is away, and he will take 2nd with the stolen base. Highlander, normal Highlander catcher, starting catcher Graham Ross out right now with a planned medical procedure. So Robbie Larkin in behind the plate for the Highlanders. Bourne checks the runner at 2nd. That one's popped up here, first base side. It's going to get out of play behind the Falcon dugout. One ball, 2 strikes, now the count to Thomas. Thomas hit a sinking line drive into left field. Sean Fusco coming in, made a beautiful sliding catch at the shoe tops, and then was able to double Milner off 2nd. Almost identical situation this time. Just a curveball knocked foul down the 3rd base line. 1 ball, 2 strikes, still the count. Nobody out here, top half of the 4th inning. Colin Bourne has felt more settled as this game has gone on. His curveball seems to be really rounding into effectiveness here in these middle innings. Milner stands at second after the walk, though, as he was able to not offer a curveball. There's the fastball back into the screen by Thomas. He stays alive. Count stays 1 ball, 2 strikes. Highlanders lead 5-0. Falcons looking to put a dent in that lead as they have a runner in scoring position. That's Milner with nobody out. Change up. Thomas waited for it, fouled it off third base side. Jason Thomas batting well over 400 this season so far for the Falcons, their most consistent offensive contributor. So that is outside for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now the count to Thomas. Nice job by Larkin being able to block that one in the dirt. Kept Milner at second base. Nobody out here, top half of the 4th. Fastball fouled off here, third base or first base side. And somebody's hatchback just received a little kiss from the baseball here on Broadway. Count stays 2 balls, 2 strikes. Thomas has fouled off 4 pitches as well. Fastball outside. Thomas continuing to work this count. He's worked it full now. Thomas got down 1-2 in this count. He's fouled off 4 balls since then and worked the count full. Milner went full to lead off this inning before he walked. He stands at second. Now Thomas has worked this count full against Bourne. Fastball fouled back into the screen. Thomas just staying alive out there. 5 foul balls now in this at-bat. 10 pitch at-bat so far. Nobody out here, top half of the 4th inning. Falcons trying to scratch some runs across. They have a runner in scoring position. Swung on and missed as Bourne got the best of that battle. 11 pitch at bat. Closes him down with the fastball outside. That'll bring up Chase Santos. Santos was the first victim of the K today for Bourne. There's 1 away here. Top half of the 4th, Milner at second. That curve just stayed inside for ball 1 to Santos. Really tough at-bat there by Jason Thomas. Like I said, he got behind in the count, was able to work it back full. Nice job by Colin Bourne. So he kept his focus and was able to knock him down with the K. So 1 away here. As that's in there for a called strike to Santos. 1 ball, 1 strike, now the count. Like a little change up there. Try to get the location on it. Bourne checks the runner. Milner stole second after walking to lead off the inning. Now Santos. Pitches inside, ball 2, 2 balls and a strike to Chase Santos. Two-one offering from Bourne. That's in there for called strike 2, working the outside against Santos. 2 balls, 2 strikes, now the count to Chase Santos. Highlanders leading 5-0. One away here, top half of the 4th inning. And Milner's going to advance on that wild pitch. So now, count is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes is the count to Santos. All 3 batters this inning have gone to full counts against Colin Bourne. As Milner stands at third, he walked from that full count. Then Thomas struck out. Let's see what Santos will do. Santos, hot shot right past first baseman Ian Bourne, and that's an RBI single right there. As Chase Santos gets the Falcons on the board with the RBI single, 5-1 is your Highlander lead. That'll bring up Joel Rojas Cruz. Joel grounded out to short, hard hit ball. Ardolino knocked it down, stayed with it, and fired it over to get the out back in the 2nd inning. It's 1 away here, top half of the 4th. Falcons have a run on the board. Highlanders lead 5-1. As Colin Bourne looks in against Joel Rojas Cruz. That's in there for called strike 1 to Rojas Cruz. Good job of hitting there by Chase Santos. As we've had full counts to the first 3 batters this inning for the Falcons. A walk, a strikeout, and an RBI single. That's what the outcomes have been. Swung on and missed. Big swing there by Joel Rojas Cruz. Came up empty. Bourne leads now, no balls, 2 strikes in the count. Timeout taken by Rojas Cruz. Cruz, the number 5 batter in the order. And this time Bourne will step off. Runner at first is Chase Santos. He had an RBI single to get the Falcons' first run across. Highlanders lead this one 5-1. 1 away here, top half of the 4th. Just outside for ball 1 to Joel Rojas Cruz. 1 ball, 2 strikes now the count to Joel. They have it 2-2 on the board. I may not have marked down one of the balls. That is a line shot left field. It's going to go foul. Long, loud strike there as Rojas Cruz got hold of that. He's got a little bit in front of it. Bourne looks in. 2-strike offering here to Rojas Cruz. Catches the outside corner. Called strike 3. That'll bring in last year's Highlander killer here at Trum Field, Jaden Ballou. Ballou walked and stole second. He was left stranded there in the 2nd inning. 2 away here as Bourne goes against Ballou. And taking second on the stolen base is Santos. No throw down. So another runner in scoring position. 5-1 the Highlander lead as the Falcons have another runner in scoring position with 2 away here on the top of the 4th. Ballou at the plate. He pops this one up. Just on the edge of the infield grass. Who's going to get it? That'll be Mr. Griffin. And as Tommy squeezes that one, that'll be the end of the inning for the Falcons, but they got 1 across here in the top half of the 4th inning. We move to the bottom of the 4th. Highlanders lead 5-1 here on Somerville Ed TV. We are back here at Trum Field. Highlanders leading the Falcons by the score of 5-1. As we move to the bottom half of the fourth inning, it will be numbers 9, 1, and 2 for the Highlanders. Tom Griffin leading off, followed by Robbie Larkin and Preston Ardolino facing off against Oliver Hinkey. Hinkey came on in relief in the second inning. And Griffin's first offering swung on and fouled. Strike one. Griffin walked in the second inning, came around to score in that 5-run second of the Highlanders. Hinkey out ahead. No balls, 1 strike here. Curveball. Ball one, 1 ball, 1 strike now the count. Hinkey came on in relief with 2 away in the bottom half of the second inning and got Max Barish to strike out looking. Then he also struck out Colin Bourne and Sean Fusco last inning as this is popped down the first base line just out of play. Strike 2 on Griffin, 1 ball, 2 strikes now the count to Tommy. Highlanders will turn the order over as Robbie Larkin, the leadoff man, stands in the on-deck circle. Larkin has had good contact throughout the day today in both of his at-bats. As Griffin, excuse me, swing, pops that one back into the screen. Hinkey looks in. Lines and delivers. That one's called. Strike 3 on the inside. Hinkey has struck out all but 1 of the batters that he has faced. 5 batters faced by Oliver Hinkey. 4 strikeouts for Oliver Hinkey. So Highlanders will turn the lineup over. Robbie Larkin comes up. Larkin 0 for 1 on the day with a sac fly RBI back in the second inning. As the curveball stays up high, ball 1 to Robbie. Larkin has had good contact on both of those ABs as he flew out to center in the first and the sac fly to deep right in the second. Count evens, 1 ball, 1 strike now to Robbie. Highlanders leading 5-1 here in the bottom half of the fourth inning. Good pitch there by Hinkey, catches the outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes, now the count to Robbie Larkin. So lefty Hinkey has been lights out since he's come on. Curveball, Larkin waits for it, pops it to short. Easily handled there by Jaden Ballou. That'll bring up Preston Ardolino. Ardolino 1 for 2 on the day with a single and a run scored. He singled back in the second. Swing and a missed there for Preston. Ardolino's hit deep in the hole. It was an infield single. No balls, 1 strike, now the count 2 away. So that pitch left up high for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, now the count to Ardolino. Ian Bourne stands on deck. He has a triple and was intentionally walked his last time up. He was left stranded at third base after that intentional walk as this one's popped out of play towards Broadway. 2 balls and a strike now. The count to Preston Ardolino. 2 away here, bottom of the fourth. Highlanders leading 5-1 after they had a 5-run second inning. Falcons able to scratch one across in the top half of the fourth. Ardolino, little excuse me shot, swinging bunt, handled very well by the catcher Joel Rojas Cruz. And that will do it for the Highlanders. Second straight inning. They went down 1, 2, 3. We'll go to the top half of the fifth. Highlanders lead 5-1. Moving to the top half of the fifth inning. Falcons will have the bottom third of their order. Alexandrov, Brennan, and Silas to face off against Colin Bourne. The Highlanders lead this one 5-1. The Falcons were able to get a run across in the top half of the fourth inning. But aside from that, Bourne has been excellent on the mound, allowing only 2 hits so far this game. He's also walked 2 as well. Highlander catcher Robbie Larkin. Last words there with Bourne. Larkin in at the catching position for Graham Ross right now, as Ross is out with a planned surgical procedure. Good luck on recovery there, Graham. We look forward to having you back. He will be out for a few weeks. Alexandrov struck out looking. He is 0 for 1 on the day as he fouls off the first offering down the third base line. No balls and a strike. Now the count to Alexandrov. Alexandrov got the game-winning RBI for the Falcons against Concord Carlisle, their first victory of the season earlier this year. Took a little bit off that. Strike 2 as Alexandrov was well out ahead of it. No balls, 2 strikes. Now the count. That's curveball outside for ball 1, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Now the count to Alexandrov. That's a fly ball, center field, no drifting back, Noah Brown in right field, gets turned around a little bit and it's over his head. As Brown, not a great jump on that, trying to run back for it, lost it up in that high sky a bit. And Alexandrov is on with the leadoff double. Second inning in a row, the Falcons have gotten the leadoff man on. Last inning, Milner came around to score after walking. Now Alexandrov stands at second. Pat Brennan at the plate. Brennan struck out back in the third inning. That's in there, called strike from Bourne. Very, very unofficial pitch count. I have Bourne in the mid-60s in terms of his pitch count. The fourth inning was a lot of pitches for Colin Bourne, as that is swung on and missed by Brennan. As Bourne went to full counts against the first 3 batters he faced last inning, and had an 11-pitch at-bat that he had to deal with Jason Thomas in amongst those full counts. So definitely a 30-pitch inning there for Bourne last inning. Swung on and missed by Brennan. 2 Ks on the day for him. 1 away here in the top half of the fifth. 7 strikeouts so far for Bourne today. So that'll bring up Desmond Silas. Silas struck out looking back in the third. Alexandrov dances away from second, stays there though. High heat to Silas. Blows it right by him for strike 1. Bourne checks the runner at second. That's Alexandrov. Hot shot up the middle. Preston Ardolino ranging over, makes the play behind second and gets the out. Alexandrov able to advance to third, but now 2 away as Alexandrov stands at third. Lineup flips over to Oliver Hinkie as Hinkie 0 for 2 on the day, grounded out to second, and he grounded out to first. Falcons looking to get one more across here as they trail 5-1. Second run possibility stands at third, and that's Alexandrov as that fastball left down low for ball one to Hinkie. Preston Ardolino, another nice play at shortstop, showing good range to get the ball behind second base. And an excellent arm as well. Swung on and missed. Bourne put a little spicy mustard on that one. 1 ball, 1 strike now the count to Oliver Hinkie. Hinkie pitching now, started the game in right field, made it a tremendous play to end a threat from the Highlanders in the bottom half of the first inning, as that's in there for called strike 2 on the inside. 1 ball, 2 strikes, now the count to Hinkie. Hinkie, tremendous play out in right, kept Ian Bourne from scoring from third after he had tripled, and then he has been brought on to pitch. He has been absolutely fantastic on the mound as well. That pitch down low, ball 2, 2 balls, 2 strikes, now the count to Oliver Hinkie. Runner on third. Bear in mind, Robbie Larkin, not the normal catcher for the Highlanders. Done a good job behind the plate so far. That's a line shot that's going to get through for the RBI single. As Hinkie is doing it all today for the Falcons with the defense, with the pitching, and now with the offense, the RBI single. Highlander lead is now 3, 5-2 as the Falcons keep chipping away at it. Cossie Milner steps to the plate. Milner, 1 for 1 on the day. He singled, was doubled off second in the first inning. He walked, stole second, and scored the first run of the game for the Falcons last inning. As Hinkie is away from first, and he is safe at second, no throw down. As Larkin mishandled the transfer from the glove. Advantage being taken here by the Falcons on the base paths due to the backup catcher. So now, runners in scoring position, 2 away. Milner takes a hack at that one. Evens the count, 1 ball, 1 strike after he fouls it back into the screen. Jason Thomas is on deck. He is the one who had that 11-pitch at-bat last inning. And he is the most consistent offensive threat for the Falcons as the curve is left in the dirt. Ball 2, 2 balls and a strike now to Cossie Milner. Falcons have a runner on second, 2 away here. Top half of the 5th, Highlanders lead by 3. 5-2. So the Falcons have gotten 1 run across this inning, got 1 across last inning as well, and now Milner has gotten this count 3-1. So Milner ahead in the count. Bourne, he'll step off the rubber. 3 balls and a strike is the count. 2 away here, top half of the 5th inning. Bourne would love to get Milner here and not allow Thomas to come to the plate. Thomas, if he does come to the plate with 2 runners on, would be the tying run. As that is a line shot foul here, first base side. Runs the count full. Second time Milner has run to a full count. Last time Bourne was full to Milner last inning. He tried the curveball and just barely missed it outside, walking Milner, who came around to score. The 3-2 offering now from Bourne. Fastball that time just staying alive as Milner as he makes contact with it. Another good at-bat here in the middle of the order for the Falcons. Milner, Thomas, and Santos have had some tremendous at-bats these past 2 innings. Scoreboard says 2-2. I believe it is a full count, 3-2. And I was wrong. Now it is a full count, 3-2. As that pitch backs him away a little bit, fastball. As I noted, Milner, when he ran full last inning, good eye on a curveball that Bourne just missed on the outside. Let's see what Bourne does here. 2 away. And that one is a line drive. Griffin sticks with it as he goes down to his knee, knocked the ball down, fires over to first, and that will do it for the Falcons here as they get one across again here in the 5th. Highlanders lead 5-2. We go to the bottom half of the 5th here on Somerville Ed TV. We are back here at Trum Field as it is the heart of the Highlander order facing off against Oliver Hinkey. It will be numbers 3, 4, and 5. Ian Bourne, Tucker Calley, and Max Barish. As Hinkey has been tremendous since he came on in relief to get the last out of the 2nd inning. After the Highlanders had put 5 up, Hinkey has been clean since then, not allowing a hit and striking out 4 of the 7 Highlanders he has faced. Ian Bourne leading off. He had a triple back in the 1st inning, was left stranded at 3rd due to a tremendous defensive play in right field by Oliver Hinkey. Hinkey has been all over the place. He is down now 2 balls and no strikes though to Bourne. And Bourne puts a charge into it. Shortstop Ballou didn't get the glove down enough and it gets by him. Tried the backhand there, and Bourne is on at first. I might consider doing an E6 on that, but we're going to give it a hit on the non-official scoreboard here. So now Bourne 2 for 2 on the day with the triple, unintentional walk, and the single. That'll bring up Tucker Calley. Calley has been the offensive stalwart for the Highlanders yesterday against Revere as well as today. As Calley is 1 for 2 on the day. He had a 2 RBI double. Yesterday against Revere, he was 2 for 2 with a 3-run Jimmy Jack at Revere. Highlanders lead 5-2, nobody out here. So they get their first hit against Hinkey. First base runner against Hinkey as well, as that one left up high for ball 1. Hinkey has been tremendous since he came on in the 2nd inning. Struck out Max Barish looking, got 2 strikeouts the 3rd inning and a strikeout in the 4th inning against the Highlanders. Had Bourne leaning the wrong way, but he's able to get back easily before the tag. Ian Bourne stands at first. He singled to lead off this inning. Highlanders leading by 3. They'd love to get some more insurance as the Falcons have gotten 2 across the past 2 innings. Hinkey fires over once again, keeping Bourne close. If you've been following the Highlanders on the diamond, you know they like to be aggressive with their base running. As Bourne is away, this is a fly ball by Calley into right field. Getting underneath it is Thomas as he makes the play. So the fly out to Thomas in right. That'll bring up Max Barish. Barish reached on an error by the second baseman Milner back in the 2nd. Came around to score after stealing 2nd. And then struck out looking. He was the first batter that Hinkey faced when Hinkey came in that 2nd inning. 1 away now. As Barish squares around a bunt. That's a line drive bunt, but it does get down and stays. No, it goes foul. Could not quite see it from here, but it did get foul. 3rd baseman Alexandrov wasn't able to get it on the fly and then wisely let it roll foul. No balls and a strike now to Max Barish. Highlanders leading 5-2, 1 away here as Bourne is away. Throw is down. Bourne is safe. So stolen base for Ian Bourne. And the Highlanders have a runner in scoring position with 1 away here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Barish at the plate, 0 for 2 on the day with a run scored. Swing and a miss for Max. Runs the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hinkie checks Bourne at second. Leaves that pitch up high for ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Now the count to Max Barish. Highlanders leading by 3, but really would love some insurance here in the 5th. As the Falcons have been able to find more contact against Colin Bourne on the offensive side, getting 2 runs across here in the last 2 innings. It's a chopper towards second. Milner charging. He'll fire over to first. And yet again, Max Barish is on with the error. And Bourne, never stopping running, came around third, came home to score. So Barish is on first. Gonna go E4 on that one again. Milner charging in on that ball. Tossed it over to first, but not an accurate throw. Could not be handled by the first baseman, Brennan. So the Highlanders get one of those runs back, leading 6-2. Now Barish is at the plate as Noah Brown steps in. First pitch in. Catches inside against Noah. Noah's popped up twice. Popped out to second and popped out to the pitcher. 0 for 2 on the day is Noah. Barish is away. Sliding in, and he is safe. Good job by Ballou as he was backing up that play. He had to sprint to get to that ball so it wouldn't get into center field, but Barish will take the stolen base, his second stolen base of the day, and the Highlanders have a runner in scoring position again. Brown now 0-2 in the count, though. Checks Barish at second. Brown pops this one out of play. First base side. Count stays. No balls, 2 strikes. Highlanders able to get a run across. After Bourne led off with the single, he came around to score on the error by Milner at second. Swing and a miss for Brown as the throw is down to first. Barish will take third base on the throw. So Barish now stands at third. Brown strikes out. But due to the dropped third strike, they had to throw it down to first, which allowed Barish to get to third. So 2 away now. Highlanders leading by 4, and Colin Bourne steps to the plate with a runner at third, looking to add some insurance for himself on the mound. Bourne walked and came around to score back in the second. He's 0 for 1 on the day as he struck out against Hinkie in the third. First pitch from Hinkie is a ball outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Now the count to Bourne. Max Barish stands at third. Fly ball down the right field line. Thomas trying to make a play on it, but it gets to the bleachers. 1 ball, 1 strike. Now the count to Colin Bourne. Bourne has been excellent on the mound so far today, but over the past 2 innings, in the 4th and the 5th, top half of both those innings, the Falcons were able to get a run across. Highlanders might be going to the bullpen here as we look to move towards the next inning. So it looked like Tucker Cali was out working out, warming up possibly to pitch. 2 balls, 1 strike, the count to Colin Bourne, 2 away. As that catches the outside for strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, now the count to Bourne. Bourne looking to add on some insurance. The Highlanders already have a run across as Ian Bourne came in to score after leading off with a single. Highlanders lead 6-2. Max Barish stands at third. Swing and a miss for Colin, but dropped third strike, had to be thrown down to first, and it was, and that will do it for the Highlanders. As Hinkie allows 1 across, Highlanders leading by 4. We go to the top of the 6th inning from Trum Field here on Somerville Ed TV. All right, we are back here at Trum Field. Highlanders leading by 4, 6-2, as we have a new pitcher in the game to face the heart of the order for the Falcons. Numbers 3, 4, and 5, Thomas Santos and Rojas Cruz will face off against Tucker Cali, who has been brought in relief of Colin Bourne. We'll get Colin's numbers here in just a moment as I'm able to get my pen working quickly. But Tucker Cali on to the mound for the Highlanders here. Top half of the 6th inning. As Cali will come in, a righty. It's been an offensive force as Thomas trying to lay down the bunt there. Bunts that one foul for strike 1. Thomas is 0 for 2 on the day. He struck out in the 4th. He lined out to left, where Fusco made a great play in the 1st inning. Evens the count, 1 ball, 1 strike. We also have all sorts of defensive changes out in the field. Max Barish has moved to left field. Ian Bourne has shifted to center field. Sean Fusco has come in to second base. Colin Bourne has moved to first base, as that's a line shot foul out of play by Thomas. Counts 1 and 2 now. And Griffin, by the way, Tom Griffin has moved from second to third. That's your musical players right there, brought to you by Somerville Ed TV. Remember, the Ed stands for educational. Curveball in there by Tucker Cali. Called third strike as he starts off with the K. Next batter up is Chase Santos. Santos with an RBI single back in the 4th. Struck out looking in the 2nd. 1 for 2 on the day with the RBI and a stolen base. First pitch from Cali, low for ball 1. Leaves that one up high, ball 2, I should say. 2 balls, no strikes, now the count to Santos. Left that one outside, ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes, now the count to Chase Santos. First action we've seen from Tucker Cali this season. Not to say he's not had some action. That one's in there for called strike 1. 3 balls, 1 strike, now the count to Santos. Closed the book on Colin Bourne. So he went 5 innings, allowing 4 hits, 2 runs, both of them earned, walked 2 and struck out 7. He is in line for the win as that one catches the inside for strike 2. Cali works it back full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, now the count to Chase Santos. Time is asked for but not granted. And the fastball's left up high, ball 4. So Santos on base for the 2nd time today. That'll bring up Joel Rojas Cruz. Rojas Cruz 0 for 2 on the day, grounded out to shortstop and struck out looking back in the 4th. 1 away here, top half of the 6th inning. That one's fouled back into the screen. Tucker Cali on the mound in relief of Colin Bourne. Bourne, excellent start. 5 innings of work, allowing 2 earned runs. Striking out 7. Tucker Cali now in relief, looking to pick up the save, 2-inning save here. So that one's outside for the ball. 1 ball, 1 strike, now the count to Joel Rojas Cruz. Highlanders looking to reach the midway mark of the season in a very winning fashion. This is going to be their 9th game of the year. They'll have Chelsea tomorrow. That is the official midway point. And they will likely be able to defeat Chelsea. That'll be here at Trum Field as that catches the outside for called strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Now the count to Rojas Cruz. Highlanders look to make the halfway turn in their GBL season. Undefeated. A victory against Chelsea tomorrow is what stands in their way. Swung on, strike 3. As Rojas Cruz goes down swinging, that'll bring up Jaden Ballou. Ballou 0 for 1 on the day. Walked in the second, popped up to second base in the 4th. 2 away now. Runner at first is Chase Santos. As Santos well away. Ballou fouls that back into the screen. Callie has that 4-run lead on the mound. He's just focused on the guy at the plate. He's not worried about the runner. And Santos, taking note of that, of course, was away for a stolen base there till it was fouled off by Ballou. Now Callie will check Santos. That one left up high for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Now the count to Ballou. Highlanders looking to reach that halfway point with a record of 8-2 if they can get the win today and a win tomorrow against Chelsea. That's a grounder towards short. Ardolino charging in, firing across the diamond, too slow to get Ballou. At second, though, off base was Chase Santos, and he is caught for the out. Heady play there at first base by Colin Bourne as he fired it to second base to get Santos off the bag. That'll do it for the Falcons in the 6th. We move to the bottom half of the 6th. Highlanders leading 6-2 here on Somerville Ed TV. We are back here at Trum Field. Bottom half of the 6th inning. Highlanders leading 6-2. It will be numbers 8, 9, and 1 in the lineup. We have a pinch hitter for the Highlanders. And stepping in is James Caligaropoulos. Caligaropoulos looks at ball 1. That's in there, catches the inside corner for strike 1. Oliver Hinkey still on the mound for the Falcons. He came on to end the 2nd. After the Highlanders had gotten a 5-0 lead, he has allowed only 1 run across as that one caught the outside for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes now the count to Caligaropoulos. Swung on and missed by Caligaropoulos. He'll go down by virtue of the strike. 1 away here, bottom half of the 6th. Tommy Griffin will step to the plate. Tommy 0 for 1 on the day with a run scored. He walked and came around to score in that 2nd inning. Struck out looking to open up the 4th inning. That's in there for a strike. Robbie Larkin waits on deck for the Highlanders. Highlanders leading this one 6-2. As that is in there for strike 2 by Hinkey. Hinkey has been tremendous today for the Falcons. He played a great right field, ended a Highlander threat with a beautiful catch. Then he came on to pitch, and there's a strikeout there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 strikeouts for Hinkey since he came on in the 2nd. That'll bring up Robbie Larkin. Larkin 0 for 3, or 0 for 2, I should say, on the day. Sac fly RBI back in the 2nd. Last time he faced Hinkey, he popped out to shortstop. That's in there for called strike 1. Hinkey, as I noted, has been tremendous in all phases of the game. He also has an RBI double for the Falcons. Curveball outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Now the count to Larkin. 2 away here. Bottom half of the 6th inning. Highlanders leading by 4, 6-2, looking to add something on here. As Larkin hits this one into right field, Thomas began charging in, read it correctly, dropped back, made the play, and that will do it for the Highlanders here in the bottom of the 6th. We move to the 7th. Highlanders leading by 4, 6-2, as Tucker Cali will look to close it out for the Highlanders here at Trum on Somerville TV. We are back here at Trum Field, top half of the 7th inning. It will be the bottom third of the order for the Falcons as they look to get some runs across here. Tucker Cali on the mound for the Highlanders, looking to close it down after the excellent start by Colin Bourne. First pitch from Cali is a ball to Steph Alexandrov. Alexandrov had a double, led off the 5th with a double, and came around to score. He is 1 for 2 on the day with that run scored. That was the 2nd of the Falcons' runs against Bourne. That's a hot shot, third base, handled there by Griffin. He fires it across, got the 1 bounce in front of Bourne. Bourne tried to backhand that one and was unable to make the play. We're going to go E6 on that one, so Alexandrov is on by virtue of the error, or E, I should say 5 on that. Preston Ardolino's over there going, what are you talking about, E6? Ain't no E6. 6 didn't even touch that. As Griffin gets hung with the error, and we have a pinch runner brought in, as Toledo will come in to pinch run for the Falcons. They get the leadoff man on, trailing by 4. Also a pinch hitter at the plate. Excuse me a moment, try to get that information as Brown comes to the plate. James Toledo is your pinch runner at first. Connor Brown is pinch hitting as Brown puts that back into the screen, evening the count 1-1. Highlanders looking to close this one down, leading by 4 here in the top half of the 7th inning. It's Tucker Cali on the mound. He came in relief to start the 6th for Colin Bourne. 1 ball, 2 strikes. It's Connor Brown pinch hitting for the Falcons. Pinch hitting for Pat Brennan. As that's in there for called strike 3. 1 away now. Top half of the 7th. Coming to the plate is Desmond Silas. Silas 0 for 2 on the day. Struck out looking in the 3rd. Grounded out to shortstop in the 5th. Runner at first is James Toledo. It's a chopper to 3rd. Griffin charges in, fires across, and gets the play at first. So the 5-3 put out. Advance to 2nd is Toledo, the pinch runner. That's going to bring up Oliver Hinkie, the Hinkie of all trades today. Hinkie has been tremendous in all phases of the game, made an incredible play in right field to end a threat for the Highlanders in the 1st inning. He also came in to pitch to get the Falcons out of the 2nd inning. He has had 8 strikeouts in the 15 batters that he has faced since getting on the mound, and he also has an RBI double. Popped up this time by Hinkie, swinging at the first pitch. As Fusco comes in, he'll squeeze it, and that'll do it as the Highlanders take this one 6-2. 4-run lead for win, I should say, for the Highlanders. Colin Bourne will get the win. Save goes to Tucker Cali, and the Highlanders move their record to 7-2. As they near that halfway point of the season, they get their first non-GBL victory as well, and an important win as those rankings are coming out this Friday on the 26th. Make sure you check MIAA.net to find out where the Highlanders are ranked all through the spring sports. That's going to do it for us here today as the Highlanders come away victors here at Trum Field. The win goes to Colin Bourne. The loss goes to Henry Carter, and the save goes to Tucker Calley as the Highlanders win this one 6-2. Thank you very much for watching at home. Thank you, Joe Constantine on camera and production. Thank you very much, Bill Trudell as well on camera. I am Todd Harmon, and you have been watching Somerville Highlander Baseball on Somerville Ed TV.